Canada, a country famous for its stunning landscapes, diverse cities, and endless opportunities, has long been a dream destination for millions of immigrants. But that dream could soon turn into a nightmare for many. In 2025, major changes to immigration laws will take effect, and these new rules might force thousands, if not millions, of immigrants to leave the country. What once seemed like a land of hope is now becoming a difficult place to stay. Recently, the Canadian government introduced new immigration policies that are already causing concern across the country. Skilled workers, international students, and refugees, all those who have built their future here, could be impacted. So what exactly is changing? How will these new laws reshape the lives of those who call Canada home? Stay with us as we break down the biggest policy shifts and their shocking consequences. Before we dive in, hit that like button, subscribe, and watch till the end. Let's get started. Number 1. Canada's immigration system is undergoing major changes, and for many hopeful immigrants, the future is becoming more uncertain than ever. In an effort to address labor shortages and housing concerns, the Canadian government has introduced tougher immigration policies that will prioritize certain applicants over others. A tougher points-based system. The express entry system has been revamped, making permanent residency applications more competitive than ever. The new system places greater emphasis on high-level education, advanced work experience, and language skills. Those who don't meet the higher standards may find their chances of settling in Canada shrinking. Stricter family sponsorship rules. For years, family reunification has been a core part of Canada's immigration policy, but that is now changing. Longer wait times and stricter requirements for sponsoring family members will make it much harder for immigrants to bring their loved ones to Canada. A shift toward temporary workers. The government is shifting its focus toward a temporary workforce, favoring short-term foreign workers over permanent residents. Many who have lived in Canada for years on temporary permits may now face an uncertain future with no clear path to citizenship. For thousands of immigrants, these changes feel like a betrayal. What was once a land of opportunity may now become a place of uncertainty, forcing many to rethink their future in Canada. Number 2. The impact of Canada's tougher immigration policies is already being felt, and for many, the dream of building a life here is fading fast. A family on the brink of losing everything. Meet the Khan family, who arrived in Canada 3 years ago, full of hope for a brighter future. They have worked hard, paid taxes, and contributed to society, yet now they face the risk of being forced out. A growing crisis for temporary workers. Canada's temporary foreign worker population has surged by nearly 50% in the past 5 years, filling essential roles in industries like construction, healthcare, and agriculture. Yet, under the new immigration policies, many of these workers may never qualify for permanent residency, leaving their futures hanging in the balance. A nation in protest. Frustration is boiling over. Protests have erupted in major cities like Toronto, Vancouver, and Montreal, with immigrant rights groups urging the government to rethink these policies. Many fear that without change, mass deportations could soon follow, uprooting lives and breaking families apart. Number 3. Canada has long been a land of opportunity, attracting people from all over the world who dream of building a better future. But as the government tightens its immigration policies, a ripple effect is spreading across the nation, one that could force millions to leave. A future in limbo. For years, immigrants have worked tirelessly, built careers, raised families, and contributed to Canada's economy. Many believed they were on a clear path to permanent residency and eventually citizenship. But with fewer pathways now available, their futures are suddenly uncertain. This uncertainty doesn't just affect individuals. It has the potential to tear families apart, disrupt businesses, and destabilize entire communities. The economic fallout. Cities like Toronto and Vancouver, where immigrants fuel the local economy, are already feeling the pressure. With fewer permanent residency opportunities, many skilled workers could be forced out, leaving businesses struggling to find employees. This could lead to massive labor shortages in key sectors like healthcare, construction, and technology. Slower economic growth as businesses face hiring challenges. Higher costs for consumers as industries scramble to fill gaps. Ironically, these policies could worsen the very issues they aim to fix. A shrinking workforce might exacerbate housing shortages and push up inflation, making life even harder for those who remain. What happens next? As frustration boils over, protests are spreading across Canada, with immigrant advocacy groups demanding action. They argue that these new rules are unfair to those who have already built their lives in the country. But will the government listen? Or will these policies push Canada toward an economic and social crisis? The future remains uncertain, but one thing is clear: these changes are reshaping Canada's immigration landscape, and the effects will be felt for years to come. Number 4. Despite the challenges and uncertainty, hope is not lost. Across Canada, a growing movement is pushing back against the new immigration policies, demanding a system that is fairer, more inclusive, and humane. Immigrant advocacy groups, community leaders, and concerned citizens are raising their voices, urging the government to rethink its approach and ensure that those who have contributed to the country are given the chance to stay. A fight for fairness. Many advocates argue that Canada's success is built on immigration. They believe that policies should protect families, ensure job security, and allow people to live with dignity and stability. The contributions of immigrants cannot be ignored. They work in essential industries, fill labor shortages, and help drive economic growth. Without them, Canada's future could suffer. We need policies that support, not exclude, says one advocate. Immigrants are not just workers, they are families, neighbors, and friends who have built their lives here. Canada's identity at a crossroads. For decades, Canada has been seen as a beacon of hope, a country that welcomes those seeking a better life. But now, as 2025 approaches, many are asking, will Canada continue to uphold its values, or will it turn its back on the very people who helped build its success? The power to decide rests with lawmakers, but the voices of millions of immigrants and their supporters are louder than ever. Across the nation, protests, petitions, and public discussions are growing. The world is watching. Will Canada choose to remain a place where dreams come true? Or will it close its doors to those who have called it home? Make your voice heard. This issue affects families, businesses, and communities across the country. What do you think about these changes? Will Canada's new immigration policies strengthen the country or push away the very people who have helped it thrive? Share this with your friends and family to raise awareness. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe for more updates on this crucial issue. Together, we can make sure every voice is heard. Thank you for watching.